Here we go then, and another job. Look at this stack gun, beautiful, well looked after, no issues at all. Not even sure if it works. And this is a Nissan Candy Blue. Just reminiscing about my IonStar, love it. Yeah, Candy Blue, and the name is Candy Blue. It's not a tinted clear or a tinted base. Let me know how you call the tinted bases. What do you call it? Is it because it's a tinted transparent base or an ultra transparent base coat, because you're using transparent. That you're using this T490 binder that I'm spraying here, the wet bed, but you add some transparent tinters to it, whether it's a red or a blue or what have you. I've got one of those videos lined up, and it's a red car because I noticed everything's blue at the minute. But yeah, what do you call them? Are they tinted clears? They're not. Well, it's technically not a tinted clear coat, so God knows. Anyway, I like to call them candies. But this colour is called Candy Blue, and I don't know what I'm rambling on about. Yeah, this is just a normal base over clear though. But what I found was this is the correct grey shade this time. I'm batch recording these videos, so I've just gone over the BMW one, where the grey shade was different on the car than it was for the bumper. When you camera these cars and it gives you the colour, it will tell you what grey shade it wants to achieve that colour that it's showing you, because it's called a visualizer. The computer kind of generates a spray out card of what the reading of the car is and what the spray out's going to offer you. So using the visualizer, it will tell you that it's a grey shade. This is G5. And the using the one visit modifier, again, this is what I was saying before, it's kind of misleading because it doesn't do it in one coat. So you'll see here I've gone to town getting it on. I'm just adjusting my blends. It's quite wet, and as it dries you'll still see through, and you know that's what it's offered me. The computer's told me it's grey shade 5. Grey shade 5's gone on the car, and the one visit modifier hasn't touched it really. So this was at least 2 coats of base and a drop, I think, if not 3. I mean, look, you don't even need the torch here. You can see straight through it. So come back on, and this is quite a wet coat for like a normal kind of paint. Whereas with the Exalta products, again, I love Exalta. I'm going to keep going on about them because I'm stuck in. I'm not stuck, but I just can't understand why everything's 50 times harder than it needs to be, because I don't know, it feels like maybe they've just found a way to make their base coats stick to the car better with a one visit modifier, and that's that. So I'll just hoof another big coat of blue on and dry that again with the old Walcom fan jet, and then we'll have a little look and see where we are. You hear my whistle going off there for low pressure in the mask. And yep, we know there's coverage issues, so I'm breaking out my PainTeX TrueColour torch. I'll leave a link for these in the description. This is my own brand, and you know, we have to check. We saw there was an issue. Now I'm just covering my tail here, making sure that it's not going to bite me. And what I've done there is there's a couple of different colour options, so you can see what it looks like in different lights, and I was just cycling through those. So that's turned out to be a valuable piece of kit. The workshop manager here has actually ordered one of those for himself. They do have torches here, but they're kind of a bit like the stack gun. They're kind of beat up, and they're old, and they're not. They're probably working, but it's such a small area. One of the other painters was saying to me that he's really impressed with the torch, that you can hold it from a distance and it will light up a massive surface area, so it will cover like a wing and into the door, so you can actually see what your blend looks like, whereas the torch that they have here was quite small, and it only give you sort of a small diameter of sort of light to see where you are. So they're really impressed with that PainTeX True Sun Match torch. Can't even remember what my own product's called. It's just been one of those weeks. I'm moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute. It's called the TrueColour Sun Match torch. But yeah, they're really enjoying it. I often see the painters in there, double checking their colours, because again, they're having the same sort of colour issues we're having. We're kind of checking spray out cards as we're painting the car, and pulling up the bag on one side and checking to see where we are and does it need another coat. And so they're making good use of the torch, which is nice. But this one was just two really good sort of quite wet coats, if I'm honest, for the coverage, and a drop coat, so it wasn't too bad. But when a normal paint should be 2 coats and a drop, like Glazrit used to be, I don't know what it's like now if they've got anything like this one visit stuff, but those sorts of brands, you would put 2 on and then a drop coat, and that's kind of standard. So what's the one visit modifier done, if that makes sense? Maybe they sort of misnamed it. It doesn't need to be called the one visit modifier. It should be something different. But I can imagine it'd probably be quite good if you had the sort of undercoats like Sikkens do. They do tinted primers, so you can have different colour primers, which are quite nice. I imagine you'd probably get something quite close to this blue, and if you'd use that in your high build, you're near enough where you need to be with the colour, and then you hit it with your one visit modifier, and you've got full coverage and you're laughing. So it might be 1 and a drop. But yeah, it's not. I don't want to keep banging on PPG. It's good paint. It goes on the way it should. It goes on nicely. It's just some of the little things that I'm not understanding so well. We've had the rep in maybe once or twice since I've started, and all I've done is pick their brains on how to get a better colour match. Because in all honesty, although I keep saying, why is it called one visit modifier? If it needs 2 coats, it needs 2 coats. I'll put 2 coats on it. I'm not that bothered about that. But I just need to make sure that we're not... If it's a single bumper and I've cameraed the car and it tells me, it looks like it's an edge-to-edge colour, or it's fairly close, you do get a little bit of leeway with bumpers and stuff. So you kind of paint the bumper while the car's outside, because you don't need it in the workshop clogging up a bay for no reason. So paint the bumper, then go put the bumper on the car and go, that's wild. It's not even close. Everybody looks at you like, why have you put that colour on there? And you're just like... that's what it said. Again, any rep will tell you, make sure you've got your colour right before you paint the vehicle, but that, again, in reality is not how it's going to work in a fast-paced environment. In an ideal world, you don't have any time restraints, and you've got all day to do a couple of spray outs, and let me check the standard shade, or the bluer shade or whatever, and do a couple of mixes, and because paint's free, of course. It doesn't matter if you do 10 spray out cards, it doesn't. You know what I mean? That's of course it's not free, but it's my wild attempt at sarcasm. But yeah, it'd be nice to do all that. But then if you think about, if the minimum mix is 1/4 of a litre and you've got 3 different, you've got 3/4 of a litre sat there, and you only need some of one of them or whatever. I don't know. But here we are, just about finished. I've been rambling on again and again and again. But I'll get there. Again, for me it's a learning curve, and still using the old glove trick just to make sure that I've got the coverage. But yeah, have a good one, guys, and I'll go and have a coffee or something and relax. And we'll see you in the next one.